Welcome back to Fallout 3, welcome back to the Wasteland, where today we're going to be taking a look at the auto axe and its family of axes, because we have 4 of these to talk about. So the auto axe is unique to the pit, and this is what the slaves use in the pit. They use them to chop up cars and chop up other bits of steel so that they can smelt them down. So this weapon is really good at chopping up people too, if it can chop up cars. And this weapon, as well as all of its variants, are quite strong. So let's talk about the regular auto axe first, because this is the first one that you're going to get when you're in the pit, which is kind of funny because one of the weapons you can sneak into the pit is a switchblade. But why would you use a switchblade over this? The switchblade is nowhere near as strong as the auto axe, nor does it have the reach of the auto axe, which is pretty awesome. So the auto axe does 30 damage per hit, as well as 30 damage per second. This is just a full auto weapon similar to the Ripper, or full auto, I don't really know how to explain it. It is an automatic weapon, and it works similar to the Ripper, as well as like the chainsaw that you get in New Vegas, the thermic lance, weapons like that, where you just hold them out in front of you, and it just keeps hitting. That's all the auto axe does, and it's pretty good at that. This one has 0 crit chance and 0 crit damage. You can't actually hit crits with these, or if you can, it's going to be a low crit hit, and you don't actually get any extra damage from it, because I've seen conflicting numbers on this one, where it might be 1, it might be 0, but if it does 0 crit damage, it doesn't really matter. This one costs a massive 65 action points to use in VATS. It has a huge action point cost, which makes it not way great for a VATS build. You're not going to be able to hit a whole ton of times with this in VATS, even when you completely max out your VATS and everything, so it's not the best for that. This one does weigh 20, it is very heavy, and this one has 457 health. I don't know if that's hits or hits per second, or what it is with the auto axe as to how that counts. But either way, it doesn't break too fast, and at least in the pit, it's fairly easy to get more saws to fix this up. Outside of the pit, you can't find them, so you might need to have traders fix these, or get alien epoxy to do it, or go back to the pit and collect some of these axes that you might have missed. For the general pros of the auto axe, high damage and high damage per second, these are really good. And it makes it so the regular auto axe is really nice as a general purpose melee weapon. The cons of this though, it's heavy. All of these weigh 20. They're all really heavy and you don't really want to be carrying around multiple of them. And they have a ton of action point cost. They're just not really good for VATS. For an overall rating for the auto axe, I'd probably put this one up into A tier. I think it's actually quite strong. It's really good for chopping through just about anything. Let's move on to the other versions of the auto axe now, with our first one being the steel axe. The steel axe is actually just a downgrade to the auto axe. It's worse than it in pretty much every way, and it's a weapon that the slaves carry, although the slaves can also carry auto axes. So this is just a weaker variant, and I don't know why they didn't just give you this once you first arrived at the pit. You think that would make the most sense, but instead they do give you an auto axe, so you get the better version of it. The steel saw does 16 damage per hit, 16 damage per second, 0 on crit, 0 on crit damage. This one also costs 65 action points to use in VATS, weighs 20, and this one has much lower item health at only 200. So you can break this one a whole lot quicker. You're just going to probably be using this to cannibalize into your other auto axes. They're just better than this. So this one has to go a tier lower, although it is still quite strong. It's still a very good weapon, but I'm going to put it into B tier since the auto axe is just a straight upgrade and you get it earlier. Then we have 2 unique variants of the auto axe. The first one is called the Man Opener. The Man Opener is found inside of the steel yard. You just have to find it on a slave. Now, the Man Opener actually has the same stats as the auto axe, where it also does 35 damage per hit, 35 damage per second, 0 crit chance, 0 crit damage, 65 action points, 20 weight, and 457 hits before it breaks. The main difference between this and the auto axe is that this one ignores damage resistance. So this one is potentially stronger against armored enemies, and it would just be a straight upgrade to the regular auto axe. It's pretty nice if you are fighting armored enemies like Deathclaws, or if you're fighting Rad Scorpions, if you're fighting Raiders with particularly strong armor. Whatever it might be, the Man Opener is just an upgrade over the auto axe. So I would put this one a tier higher, up into S tier. It's actually pretty good. And then our last auto axe is called the Mauler. This one is a unique reward that you have to earn from getting 80 steel ingots in the pit. So you do have to get a lot of them, since there's only the Perforator and the Power Armor that's rewards after this. And this one does the most amount of damage out of any of the auto axes. This one does 45 damage per hit and 45 damage per second. This one still has 0 crit chance and 0 crit damage. This one does cost less action points, but it's still quite a lot at 50, so that's kind of nice. This one still weighs 20, and this one has slightly less item health than an auto axe, but not as bad as the steel saw. This one has 357 hits in it before it breaks. This is the best version of the auto axe, besides maybe the Man Opener for armored enemies. This one's going to just be a straight upgrade, and if you get all those steel ingots, this one is a pretty nice reward, especially if you're going to be taking that right into the fight in the gladiatorial pits. So the Mauler, I would also rank higher than the auto axe and put that one also up into S tier. These weapons are quite good, they're very strong, although I don't usually use them all that much in a melee build, mostly because they can break, and I don't want to be using up like alien epoxy because I just like hoarding stuff, and I don't usually talk to traders for repairing things. If you don't have either of those problems though, then these weapons are actually pretty solid overall, and they're really good inside of the pit. Melee and unarmed are particularly strong in the pit, especially after they take your weapons away. As you would kind of expect for those type of builds, these weapons just make that even better. So tell me your thoughts on the auto axe and its family of axes and saws. It's got quite a few. They're very interesting. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Thank you guys so very much for watching it, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.